What if the single best financial move you could make today costs absolutely nothing and looks like doing less? Most people are out here upgrading their cars, wearing louder brands, and posting their vacations to prove they're winning. But the wealthiest people on the planet are doing the exact opposite. And it's not an accident. There are 7 specific reasons why looking poor is one of the most powerful wealth strategies ever discovered. And when you hear reason 5, you'll realize you've been losing thousands of dollars every single year just by trying to look successful. Picture yourself 1 year from now, calmer, richer, and completely invisible to the people who once pressured you to spend. That version of you starts right here. Most people think wealth is something you show. Nice watch, new car, designer clothes. So they spend their money performing success instead of building it. Meanwhile, the people quietly getting rich look completely ordinary. And that's entirely on purpose. There are 7 reasons why this strategy works, and each one will change the way you think about money. Let's start. Number 1. Looking poor stops the money leaks before they start. Every status symbol you own comes with an invisible invoice attached. Buy the luxury car. Now you need luxury insurance, luxury repairs, and premium fuel. Move into the oversized apartment, and suddenly you need furniture to fill it, guests to impress, and a lifestyle to match the rent. French philosopher Denis Diderot discovered this trap centuries ago when a friend gifted him an expensive robe. Within months, he'd replaced his chairs, his desk, his curtains, everything. His old life looked shabby next to the robe. He ended up in debt chasing a standard the robe had set for him. Economists now call it the Diderot effect. One flashy purchase pulls in 20 more. The wealthy understand this and build their lives around plain defaults. Nothing triggers the spiral. Nothing demands an upgrade. Their money doesn't disappear into maintenance. It accumulates quietly. The less you signal wealth, the fewer demands wealth makes on you in return. That's not a sacrifice. That's a system. Number 2. A low profile kills the hidden tax on high earners. When people know you have money, you start paying for it. The contractor adds a zero when your truck has chrome rims. The restaurant inflates the bill when you arrive in a designer jacket. Cousins you haven't spoken to in years show up at Christmas with a favour to ask. This isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition. Studies on negotiation consistently show that buyers who appear price sensitive get better deals. Sellers discount more aggressively when they sense you might walk away. A wealthy friend of mine runs 3 properties but drives a van that looks one hard winter away from retirement. When he walks into a negotiation, nobody prices him as a premium buyer. He closes deals 40% below asking. Meanwhile, the guy who pulls up in the new BMW already lost $2,000 before the handshake. Your appearance is a price signal. When you look like you don't need to impress anyone, people assume you have options. And they're right. Options are worth more than any badge on a hood. Number 3, it filters your circle down to the people who actually matter. Flash money, and you attract people who are interested in the money. This sounds obvious until you're actually living it. The loudest spender in the room draws the most attention, but rarely the best kind. Sycophants, status chasers, and people with expensive problems will orbit you, draining your time and energy along with your wallet. But show up quietly, talk about ideas instead of purchases, and you find a completely different crowd. The people drawn to low-key individuals tend to value substance over surface. They talk about books, systems, businesses, and strategies, not brands, and those conversations compound. A monthly coffee with 2 people who take money seriously has done more for the average person's net worth than any paid seminar. Your social circle is a financial environment. Optimize it. The easiest way to repel the wrong people without a single awkward conversation is to simply stop performing wealth for them. Quiet people attract quiet builders. And quiet builders are the ones who end up with real options. And by the way, wait until you hear reason 6, because that one isn't just about saving money. It changes what other people do for you. Number 4, looking poor trains a skill that quietly multiplies your money. Delayed gratification isn't just a virtue, it's a compounding engine. Every time you see something shiny and choose not to buy it, you're making a deposit into a discipline account, and that account pays better interest than any bank. Here's what the research says. The same psychological muscle you use to skip the impulse purchase is the one you use to hold your investments through a crash, to negotiate salary without blinking, to stay consistent when results are slow. It's one muscle, and it gets stronger every time you use it. The person who has never resisted a status upgrade will panic sell their index fund the first time the market drops. The person who has spent years choosing function over flash will hold steady and end up owning the assets the panicking seller just dumped. Looking poor isn't about deprivation. It's about building the mental infrastructure that turns ordinary income into lasting wealth. Number 5. Stealth wealth lowers your target profile dramatically. Most people don't realize how expensive it is to look successful. Insurance rates climb when you own luxury goods. Liability risk increases when others perceive deep pockets. Divorce attorneys, lawsuit threats, and financial predators all scale their interest directly to your visible wealth. The wealthy have known this for decades, which is why serious money rarely announces itself. Hedge fund managers wear plain sweaters. Self-made billionaires drive Toyotas. This isn't a personality quirk, it's structural protection. One entrepreneur I came across kept his lifestyle identical after his first business exit. Same apartment, same car, same grocery store. His net worth had crossed 7 figures. Nobody knew. He never received a single unsolicited investment opportunity from strangers. He was never targeted. And he told me something I've never forgotten. Every dollar I didn't spend on looking rich saved me $3 I didn't have to spend on protecting it. Privacy isn't paranoia. It's a return on investment that never shows up on a spreadsheet. But every wealthy person who practices it will tell you it's real. Number 6. A modest image gives you the freedom to fail without consequence. This one is underrated. The person who has built a reputation on looking successful cannot afford a public setback. One bad quarter, one failed venture, one stretch of bad luck. And suddenly the image they've invested in becomes a liability. Everyone is watching. Everyone is judging. The pressure to maintain appearances traps them into bad decisions, taking on debt to cover losses, doubling down on a failing strategy, accepting bad terms just to stay in the game. But the person with no image to protect, they can test, fail, learn and try again with nobody watching. Most great businesses were built by people who looked unremarkable on the outside, while quietly running experiments nobody paid attention to. That anonymity is rocket fuel. It removes the cost of failure and makes risk-taking almost free. The irony is that the people most afraid to fail publicly are usually the ones who have spent the most on looking like winners. Choose obscurity early, and you can afford to be wrong, which is the only way to eventually be very right. Number 7. Every dollar not spent on appearances is a dollar that goes to work for you. This is the simplest math in finance, and somehow the most ignored. $100 spent on a status dinner is gone. $100 put into a broad index fund at an average 8% annual return becomes $215 in 10 years. The dinner bought one evening. The investment buys every evening after. Now multiply that by every status purchase you've made in the last 5 years. The car upgrade, the designer jacket, the watch you bought because a promotion felt like it deserved a reward. Most people are sitting on a ghost portfolio, a collection of purchases they could have made instead of the ones they did. The wealthy understand this arithmetic so well, it becomes instinct. They don't resist expensive things because they can't afford them. They resist them because they know exactly what that money becomes when it stays invested. The gap between looking rich and being rich is built one purchase at a time. And every single time, you get to choose which side you're on. Here's what this really means. You don't look poor because you're giving up. You look poor because you understand what money actually does when it's not performing. You drive a reliable car, you wear clothes that work, you skip the dinner that was really just a receipt for other people to see. And while you're doing that, your investments are compounding. Your negotiation leverage is growing. Your circle is sharpening. Your options are multiplying. While others are financing a lifestyle to impress strangers, you're quietly building something they'll never see coming. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Do you want a wardrobe full of things that peaked in value the moment you paid for them? Or a portfolio that grew every single day you ignored it? The choice is in the small decisions. Start today. Pick one thing you are going to buy to look successful. Don't buy it. Invest the difference instead. That's how it begins. Most people will watch this video, nod along, and then go buy something to celebrate the insight. Don't be that person. Share this with the friend who just financed a car they didn't need, or the sibling who's going broke trying to look successful. Which of these 7 reasons hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more content that tells you what the lifestyle industry doesn't, subscribe and hit the bell. And if you want to take this even further, watch our video about the 11 frugal living tips to always have money. See you there in a second.